Welcome back to the fourth and long-winded uh, bowl season review slash preview.
Yep, we kind
Um,
of messed up. We kind of
yeah,
missed.
yeah, a little
Yep.
bit. So,
Mm,
so, so Dan and I, we went to college together, and
mm.
we have met quite a few lifelong friends. And this past weekend, we were together actually in Ohio and St. Mary's, Ohio, which little small town, a little south of Lima or north of Lima. I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. It's small. Um, and we were there for a lovely wedding where we both happened to overindulge a little bit on adult beverages.
We
And
were gonna do it like at 1 in the morning when both of
yes,
us were overindulged, but we forgot.
yeah, we fell asleep. Is
Yes.
what
Yep.
happened. We
Yep.
we
Yep.
we really did fall asleep, and so we were going to bring you our coverage
Our
of the
rankings.
of our rankings and our coverage of the Myrtle Beach Bowl and the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Um, famous Idaho Potato Bowl is currently happening as we speak. So we do not know the result of that, but we nevertheless won't be giving a bet from that. Um, and the Myrtle Beach Bowl, featuring Old Dominion and Tulsa, happened yesterday, Monday. So we do apologize about that, but we wanted to give you the content anyways for anyone out there that does watch and pay attention. So
We appreciate
we,
you if you do.
yeah, we appreciate you a lot. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and kind of throw this out there. I think because we're covering two, we'll be quick.
Hmm.
Just like every other bowl game episode, we're ranking it on three criteria: what we think the uniform matchup is going to look like, how like is it visually pleasing. Then we have the actual matchup of the game. The two teams is it going to be a good game? They're going to blow each other out, that kind of thing. And then we have the crowd factor. Do we think that it's going to be a good crowd, a lopsided crowd, one way or the other? Is the stadium going to be full? Is it going to be empty? And that gives us, we're ranking each of those out of 10, gives us a composite score of out of 30. And then we mathematically ranked them past that. Any ties, we just then decided with our own decision
Brains.
which bowl was better.
Hmm.
So, Dan, you want to take it off
Started
with Myrtle
off.
Beach Bowl?
Yeah. So obviously happened yesterday. I had the uniforms as a 2 out of 10 going into this game, and watching it on field, I feel vindicated for that because I don't like Tulsa's uniforms, and Old Dominion's uniforms are pretty boring to me. They give me high school team vibes. They give me tiny school vibe, and I just don't like them. So 2 out of 10 was the uniform rating
I
I
also
give.
hit him with that 2 out of 10. I
Don't,
completely agree. I don't like Tulsa, and while I am their uniforms also give me that vibe. I do like their helmets though. Their
helmets are
silver
cool.
helmets are
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
That logo looks real nice on that helmet.
yeah.
Um, what do you got as the actual matchup factor?
I also had this as a two. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I don't. Not that these two teams aren't very evenly matched. I guess Tulsa was a heavy favorite into that game, and Tulsa did end up winning that game fairly easily. Um, but I don't think of either one of these teams as terribly good teams, so I kind of derated or degraded that ranking quite a bit and put it down to a two.
so I can actually really see why. I mean, both of these teams have a very small following.
Hmm.
Is a private school. I did check on that.
Hmm.
Um, Tulsa is a small private school in Oklahoma City, essentially. And
Isn't it in
then
Tulsa?
you're right,
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
same difference. It's all the same
Okay.
thing. It's Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's just rednecks and Oklahoma Sooners.
Okay.
That's it.
Now we're gonna get Tulsa fans angry at us.
That's fine. I don't like them anyways.
Yeah.
Um, so then an Old Dominion is a relatively newcomer to the FBS world um, in Virginia
I
Beach.
I do want to
So,
give a shout out to Old Dominion because they didn't play at all last year, in the COVID season. They didn't play a single game and went undefeated, technically. But the year before that, they went 1-11, and now they're in a bowl game just 2 years later. So I think it's a pretty impressive turnaround for Old Dominion. They got an NFL star now, quarterback for the Washington football team, Taylor Heineke. He's not really a star, but he did go to Old Dominion. So they're slowly building that program up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they are.
It's
They're
good to
doing a
see.
really good job. They also have scheduled to play Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech goes there, and they have a home and home with Virginia Tech. It's a big deal
That'll be good for
there
them, yeah.
in the Virginia area. I had this. I don't know if I've already said this. I had this rated as a matchup of a 5, just because I do see both of these teams as like kind of a little bit
Fairly
of up
even.
and coming. Yeah,
Yeah.
fairly even. I think it's a good matchup.
Hmm.
Um, I, not a lot of what I would consider to be like the most talented, but I also think that Tulsa was their record does not reflect like what they could have been this year. I think they could have been a lot better.
Yeah. They were pretty
Um,
decent last year. They could
yeah,
had a feel like they did play Ohio State close for a while this year. They did play them fairly close for most of the game. So
and I think they played Oklahoma State relatively close as
yeah,
well.
yeah. So
So
that's what Tulsa will fight you all the way to the end of the
yeah,
game. That's what they're good for.
and that's their style of play as
Yeah.
well. So then crowd factor, I have this as a 6.
See, I
Um,
I had this as a 2.
okay.
Tiny
Um,
schools
they are small schools, but it is also played in a small stadium. Um,
in a
the game was played
destination.
in a destination like it's easy to fly to Myrtle Beach. You
Hmm.
know, like it's from anywhere in the country. It's easy to fly to Myrtle Beach. It's relatively cheap to fly to Myrtle Beach, and that is why I gave it a relatively higher score there. Also, with Old Dominion like having not had any success on the field and it being not that bad of a drive from Virginia Beach,
Fair enough.
I kind of thought, okay, maybe that's going to give them that edge. I was actually working, so I did not catch very much of this game. Did you catch any of the crowd action?
It was a very sparse crowd. It wasn't full stadium. It was not a vibrant crowd, shall we say? But
Okay,
they were
okay.
vibrant on the opening kickoff when Old Dominion ran that bitch back and 100-yard touchdown right off the bat. But what can you do? So that puts
Hey, that's
my
what
total for this. This was a 6 out of 30. It was hard to imagine, but it is my lowest ranked bowl. It was my lowest ranked bowl
all
at
right.
number 42.
So I had this poll at a 13 out of 30, and I had them ranked at 37th. So not my worst bowl, um,
But definitely
but
not your best bowl.
definitely not my best bowl. But moving on, like I do want to talk about a bowl that I have ranked significantly
The
higher.
famous
Um,
Idaho Potato
the
Bowl.
famous Idaho Potato Bowl. This
You
is
didn't say it
also
right, laddie.
this is one of my favorite bowls, not because it ever features teams that are any good or like that are exciting to me, but just because it's so ridiculous. Like they're the first ones that like dumped potato like French fries out like they did the French fries out of the 10-gallon
Hmm.
container onto the winning like come on. They
And I mean,
started
it's
the
played on the Smurf turf. Any game
yeah,
that's
and
played on the
it's just
Smurf turf just is just instantly a better
it's
game.
entertaining. It's entertaining to me. And so I have the uniform matchup, what I thought could be a decent uniform matchup between Kent State and Wyoming. Um, the potential it was there for me, and I had it put at a 7.
Okay.
I did forget, like I didn't forget, but I did forget based off this color combination that it was played on the Smurf turf.
Yes. So,
Dan, what
but
did you have this
I
color
I
combination
I
on?
also was optimistic when we put together these rankings, and I put it as a 6 out of 10. Traditionally, the Wyoming brown jersey with the yellow pants and the white helmets, I actually kind of like that look. Kent State, I'm not as big on. But that leads to a decent rating of a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
However,
I,
However, like we said, this game is happening as we speak right now, and I'm gonna put up a little image of what these uniform color combination, they look like. So there it is. It's on the screen right now.
oof,
So Kent
yeah.
State, for some reason, decided to go with their all yellow uniforms, and
Which I
Wyoming.
love. I love these uniforms
I
actually.
don't. I don't like the all
I
yellow.
do like the all yellow uniforms. I really like them.
If I would have
I
known
love
they were going with the all yellow, I would have significantly decreased this rating down. Um, Wyoming's wearing what I thought they were going to wear, the brown, yellow pants, and then white helmets. They look okay. But all of that yellow on the
and
blue
brown
turf and the brown on the blue turf.
on the blue turf is just so. It's
Nope.
so un. I
Some
can't do it.
somebody did not think that one through. And,
I
and
think they thought it, Dan. I think they thought it through, and then they were like, you know what? No, like what I actually think happened is they're like, all right, we're gonna have Wyoming wear their white uniform, the yellow pants, or their brown uniforms,
yeah,
yellow pants, and they're like, that looks really bad on the blue turf. We can't really improve it. How can we make it worse?
let's make it even worse. So
Let's make people talk about it.
yes. Well,
Agabagul.
here we are. We're talking about it.
Yeah, so I think that's definitely like they were like, how bad can we make it?
Yeah.
And then they asked Kent State to go with the color rush, all
Yep.
yellow,
Yep. I
for
I
sure.
despise those Kent State uniforms. I do not like them.
I like them because they don't remind me of the University of Toledo.
Fair enough.
Because blue and yellow is just such a boring color combination for me. To me, it's just
It's
like it's so overdone.
yeah, I agree. All right, so that was an extended conversation on the uniform matchup. What about the on-field matchup potential? Would you have that ranked at for the Potato Bowl, the
Yeah,
Idaho
I have it
Potato
as
Bowl?
a 7 as well. Wyoming started off really hot this season, um, and then kind of fumbled a little bit, played around with some losing games. But overall, Wyoming is just always a good team. They have pretty good quarterback development, and they're just a fun team to watch. Um, and then Kent State is, uh, if they hold on to their coach, is probably gonna. I mean, they have to win a MAC championship next year.
Yeah,
Like have to be in that conversation. They're one of the better teams in the MAC, and they can sling the ball better than anybody else. They threw the ball relatively well against Texas A&M early in the season. Like,
they have one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Dustin Crum, who's probably going to be going to the NFL next year. So they'll need to replace him. He's a big part of their offense, but they're still one of the better MAC programs for sure.
and so that being said, that's why I put them at.
I have them at a. I have this game as a 5 out of 10. I just think it was bang on average matchup. Wyoming defense, a lot of defense, not a lot of offense. Kent State, a lot of offense, not a lot of defense. So I guess it's
And
an
that's why I think this is a good matchup.
it does make it an intriguing matchup, but both of these teams overall, I just kind of go, eh. So it's a five out
That's
of
fair.
ten. It's a 5 out of 10 for me.
That's fair.
What about the crowd potential? Would you have that at
4.
4? I had it as a
Like no,
7, and the only reason I had it as a 7 is because I thought in my head Wyoming's not that far away from Idaho, and it's played on the Smurf turf. There's a lot of people that would be like, I want to go to the Smurf turf for a bowl game. That's a destination. Then I was like, wait a second, Dan, this is in Boise. But I had already written down 7, so here we are.
oh man, yeah, I have this one at a nice high 4.
That's fair.
Because Kent State doesn't travel well to their home games, so I don't expect them to travel to a bowl game.
That's fair.
Wyoming does travel well,
And they're
so
right
but
there.
like
They're like right next to Idaho.
they're really not that close, Dan. Really not that close.
They're closer than Kent is.
I'm pretty sure Laramie's like a 9-hour drive to
Hey,
Boise. I gotta look it up now.
they're not that far.
I'm gonna look it up.
I feel like they're a bordering state. Wyoming and Idaho definitely border each other. How long does it drive from Laramie,
I'm I'm
Wyoming
I'm I'm looking
to
it up.
Boise,
Yeah,
Idaho?
it's 10 hours.
10
10
hours?
hours.
That's a breeze. They're going to have caravans.
You do have to go into Utah in order to make it. It's literally
Mm-hmm.
so Laramie is on the east side of Wyoming, and Boise is on the west side of Idaho. So I mean, you're traversing
Easy drive.
to yeah, sure, 10 hours. I would rather die.
If I
Um,
could redo that, I would, but then I'd have to
yes,
change the
that's okay.
final
That's okay.
ranking, and then
That's
I'd have to
okay.
redo the
Yeah, I
entire
get it. I get it.
rankings.
I totally understand.
So
I have a couple of those. Yeah.
it was a final ranking of 18 out of 30,
Wow, I
which
also had them at an 18 out of 30.
where does that put them? It puts them at 24th overall out of all the
Wow, I
bit.
have them at 23rd.
Well, in reality, they're a lot lower than that because, but yeah, like we just discussed, whatever. It doesn't
I
matter.
think I personally think that this is a real middle of the road matchup,
Yeah,
and
I agree.
so yeah.
What's the
Currently,
score? Yeah,
score is
let's get a score
uh,
update up in here.
Kent State 17, Wyoming 14, uh, with 4 minutes left in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a pretty good game so far.
Yeah. So go check that out. Well, it'll probably be over by the time you're watching this. So,
Yeah.
yay Kent State
Once
slash
again, sorry.
yay Wyoming.
We're gonna blame Spencer for
Spencer.
giving us way too many alcoholic beverages.
It's those five bartenders that look like they were 18 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah, that was something.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
well,
thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for all the rest of our bowl game episodes, which are definitely going to be out on time, and you're definitely going to be able to watch them before the game kicks off. Um, follow us on Twitter, follow us on TikTok, find us on Facebook, follow mine and Cody's personal Twitters, which are down below us. But thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
bye. Love you.